In this lesson, we're going to build the home page. So far we have the shop page, and all I did was just to change the layouts for this. So let's go to the home page. Right now there's nothing, there's just blank. It's a clean slate. So to do so, from the back end where you have the SB page builder, from the same place that you click to create the EasyStore, the storefront, and the single, when you click on pages, it shows you that you don't have anything created yet. So click on add new page, and we're going to call this one home, or home page, or whatever you want to call it. Click on save. Now you have options here as before that you can choose to add a new section. You can choose layout bundles. Now layout bundles can help you to build something much faster. So if there's a specific layout you see that you like, you can click on that. But since we already covered how to create, customize a template, I'm not going to use this. I'm going to go over to, let's say we want to add a new section, and we're going to have this one just 12. So let's go over here. Another way too is you can go over here, you can go to sections library. The sections library allows you to be able to just drag and drop a section based on how it looks. So if there's a particular one here that you see that you like, all that you'd have to do is just to drag it and drop it over. So I'm going to delete this, and let's just drag a section over. So I'm going to drag this one, and now we'll have a slideshow. You don't see anything just yet, but when you look on the front end, you're going to see what that slideshow looks like. So I'm going to click on save. Okay, so now let's go to the front end editor. So you go to front end, and there you have the slideshow. It's nice and simple. And you can edit the slideshow right here, so if you have multiple products that you want to link somewhere else, you can certainly do so. Now let's go back here. Now the way that I showed you is there's two ways that you can be able to add your pages. So you go to SB page builder, you click here. Now you have this. I'm going to click on that chain lock to unlock it. So the first way is you can be able to click on the front end editor, or you can click on the actual link itself. If you click on the link itself, it's going to take you to something that looks like, let me go back. It's going to take you to, let's click on it so you can see. When you click on it, now this is the back end view. Okay, so you really can't see what you're editing, but it just shows you, the layout on the back end. If you want to see in real time what it looks like, then you would have to click front end editor, which is going to bring you to something like this. And from here, you can add multiple items just with the drag and drop. So the same way that we added this slideshow, you can go to add elements, go to sections library. And if there's anything here that you see that you want to add, for example, let's just say I want to add this one. I can just drag it over. Let me scroll down here. I can add over just like that, just by dragging it over, right? So now we have this whole thing, and you can see it in real time. You can edit it in real time. So the first method that I showed you is how to do on the back end, but this is the preferred method because you can see what you're editing. So I'm going to click here just to click to delete this because we don't need it. And I'm going to click on save. Let's preview this on the front end. This is what the general public is going to see when they come on your site. So you go to preview. So now you have this, and you can replace these images with anything. Whatever you have, you can change this background. And I want to show you how you can be able to customize these. You see the colors change. It's very simple, very clean. So let's go back here. So to edit these, you click on You click anywhere, it's going to pull up the slideshow. It's going to show you the container's width. You can see item number 1. Let me move this over. I'm going to put this over on this side. So let's say that we want to edit the first item. Let me scroll down. You can go to the first item. You see it's this red. This item number 1. So you click to edit. This is what you're looking at. If you want to change the background for whatever reason, you don't like this particular background, all you have to do is click on clear. Now the background is just pure black. If you have a different background that you want to use, you can use a different background as well. So what I want to do now is I'm going to leave the content as it is up there, but I just showed you how you can make that change. So let me move this over on this side so we can have a little bit more space so you can see here. And let's say that I want to make some changes to this. I'm going to click on item number 1. Now it's going to show me this. I'm going to leave that background and I'm going to scroll to the bottom. You see all the text here. Hold on, move this over a little bit more. The text that you see here, you can replace this with your own text. So I'm going to click anywhere again and click on number 1. Scroll to the very bottom where it says Beats Studio Wireless. When I click on this, I can just change it, or I can even, usually you can be able to click on the page to edit, but since this is a slideshow, you would have to go through this method here. Scroll down, and where it says Beats Wireless, I can click and I just have to change whatever name that I want to call it. Beats Studio Headphones. I'm going to change that like that. And now you see it has Beats Studio Headphones, right? That's changed. Even though I didn't spell headphones right, but you get the drift. So I'm going to come back here. Let me make sure spell the headphones. And if I wanted to change the Explore, where do I want that to link to? This is where I can put in the link. So if I want this to link to a particular page, let's say I want this to link to the store page or even to a specific menu, I can choose from here what menu that I wanted to go to. So if I want for people to go to the shop page from here, or if I wanted to direct them to a specific page, let's just go to the menu. So I'm going to click on this drop and I'm going to click on shop. And do I want to open this in a new tab or just leave it as? I'm just going to leave it as it is. Okay. So now I'm going to, when I click on save, anytime that someone click that Explore, we can change from Explore. Let's change that from Explore to shop. Shop now or buy now. Let's put buy now. Buy now. And then we'll click on apply. And you can do the same thing too for the next one. Next slide over, go here. So where it says Explore, let's put this to buy now. And the same process, you can link this to a menu. I'm going to just link these to the shop. And I'm going to click on apply. And finally, we're going to do the same thing too for this one here. Explore. And change this to buy now. And I'm going to change the link to the menu, drop down, go to the shop, and then click on apply. And you can add an icon as well. So now that we've done that, okay, I'm going to click on save, and then you can click on preview, but I have too many tabs open. So let me close that out. I'm going to close these tabs out that I'm not using right now. So let's go over to preview. There you have it. So when someone comes, if they click on buy now, there you go. It's going to redirect them to the shop page or whatever page that you link it to. So let's go back to the home page. Okay, you notice we went back here, but we're not able to see anything, right? Because we have to link this home page to the SP page builder. So let's do that now. I'm going to click on to close, go back to admin, and we're going to link that menu to what we just created. So click on home, Go back to details where it says menu item type. Click on there, and we're gonna go to, let's go to SB Page Builder. Click on the page, and then from here we can select the home and click on Save and Close. So now when you refresh this, you should have what you did. So now this is the home page. So when people come on your website, this is what they're going to see. So we're going to add something else to this. Okay, I want to keep this simple. We're going to add something else to this. So let's go back to components, go to SP Page Builder, and let's go to pages. So I'm going to click here. Instead of clicking the front end, I'm going to click the home. So now I want to add a different section. In this section, I want to be able to add the products so they can see some of the products. So I'm going to click on Add Section, and I'll just leave it as a 12. Go to Add-on. I'm going to find the heading, and I'm going to drag the heading. Oops, my mouse. So I'm going to drag this heading over here, and I call this something like latest products. You can call it whatever you want it to be, and I can put this, let's see how this a 6 look for this. Okay, so we have this now. So now that we have the heading, we've already named the latest products. What I want to do is I'm going to scroll up, and let me just grab this div right here. I'm going to grab it and just put it at the bottom. And then I can grab the product list, put it right there. And then from the product list, I am going to grab thumbnail, grab this thumbnail. And then we want to be able to grab, let's say we want to grab the add to cart. Just going to grab add to cart. That's going to go right at the bottom of this. And let's click on save. So now when we go to the front end of the site, you're going to see what it looks like. Right now, this is what we have. Okay, so I'm going to click to reload it. And when you scroll to the bottom, now you see latest products. And then you see, a quick ad. They can be able to choose their size. They can choose their color. But we can be able to make some adjustments to this too. So let's go back and keep working on this. Next, we want to be able to grab the price, and let's grab the title, and let's click on save and see what that looks like on the front end. So now we have this. So if you click on it, right, it's going to take you to this specific product page, and you click on the home button. Shows you this at the very top. So what we can do now is we can change the column here from, instead of it being 3, we can change that to being 4. So let's do that. I'm going to click on this section where it says product list, and I'm going to make this 4. So instead of 3, I'm going to put 4. And let's see what that looks like. You can put 2, you can put more, and let's reload it. So now we have 4. Now I'm showing you multiple ways to be able to edit. You can also go to the front end editor, and you scroll down. Now you won't be able to see the images for this, but it's going to at least just show you the layout, how that looks. So when you go back here, you can be able to see 1, 2, 3, 4, and this with the pricing, the quick add. They can add to cart. Now let's go over, and we want to make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so we can go where it says products. Let me move this thing over on this side where it says latest products. When you click on it, I can put this age 2 tag. So as you change it, you're going to see the size that it gets to. So that's age 2. And that looks okay. I'm going to click on save. And just to see how much space we have in between this. So it's almost touching the product. So what we want to do is we want to be able to adjust that. We want to add maybe some padding here. So I'm going to go over to style, and if you go to the bottom, let's say we'll put 10 pixels, you notice that it's going to give it a little bit of space. If I want it to be a little bit more, I can put 20 pixels. It gives it a little bit more space. So let me click on save. You can click to preview it, or you can just click just to refresh this. So now I'm going to click to refresh it, and latest products, we have a nice beautiful space between this image and this content right here. So now what I want to add is I want to be able to add, let's say, some like, reviews or something like that. So I'm going to go back here, make sure you have this page open still. I'm going to go back, click to the add-on, and I'm going to go over here, and let's see, we want to be able to add, we have the price, we have the category. Let's add the ratings. Okay, so I'm going to grab this and drag the ratings at the very bottom. You can put wherever you want to put it, but I'm going to put the ratings at the bottom. Let me see if there's anything else. I don't want the badges right now, so the badges are okay. I'm going to click on save, and then let's refresh the home page and see what we've got. So now we have the the reviews. You can move the reviews to put them above, underneath the image. It's pretty much up to you. So let's do that. So I'm just going to take this here. You can drag it and then put it right underneath that thumbnail, just like that. So now the ratings are underneath the thumbnail. Let's see what that looks like. So now we'll have that there. And that looks okay. Again, it's just personal preference, but as people add more reviews, it is going to show what those reviews are. So we have a simple start. At this point, even if this is all that you do, someone can come on your website, they can click, and they can start the ordering process. So we're going to take a look at that later on to make sure that the ordering system is working fine. And you can also readjust the quick add if you want to move it a little bit above, underneath the ratings. I just left this right here right now because that's just how I set it up. But you can always change this. So the next thing that we want to do now is we have the header, which highlights the products that you want to highlight with a link to it, and then we'll have here the latest products. So what we can do is we can add another section for feature products, and the way that you do that is pretty much the same. So I'm still on the back end. Let me just reload that page. The way that you do that is simple. So all that I'm going to do is I can just clone. I'm click here and then just click duplicate. And then duplicate, I can just come and just change this to featured products. And you can choose the font size and all that stuff. I'm not going to go over that right now, but let's click on save. And next we want to refresh this. So we'll have the latest products, and we should be able to have another part that says featured products. So let's reload this. So now we have a latest, and then we have a featured. If you want to, reduce the space between these two, you certainly can do so. You can just click on this edit, and it's going to open up the editor for you to edit. Let's do that. Once you open the editor, you see this space right here. It's 75 pixels. You can just, as you put your mouse on there, you can be able to drag up, or you can be able to drag down like that. So I'm just going to drag it all the way up and close that gap. And this one has some gap. I'm going to drag it all the way like that and close that gap. And then I'm going to click on save. Again, you can click on preview, or you can just reload that specific page. So I'm going to click on preview. So we have the home, you scroll down, you have your latest product, you scroll down, and you have your features product. So you can change the products here. These are the ones that were added, just so for the sake of this course. But if you have more, whether you have 10, you have 20, you have hundreds or even thousands, it can take as many as you want it to take. And then if you wanted to change the size of these titles, I changed this bottom one here because the H1 is too big. What you have to do is just click on the title, and then you're going to see the HTML element. So go from H1. You can put 6 or you can put 3. So if you put 3, and then you can click on save, and let's reload it. So now it went from that. So just remember that this is the back end, and you can do the same thing too on the front end. So for the titles, we just change for this. You click on this. If you go to H4, H5, or H6, you can adjust it accordingly. So let me go to, I think that's a little bit too small, so I'm going to put it H3. I think that works. So you can change the size based on whatever you think looks good for you. But I think this works for now.